We're not kidding. Get it? Kidding. Tonight on The 5 Show, we usher in the Year of the Goat by ushering in a real live goat in our studio. Hi. Hello.
And we have special Shaun the Sheep movie tickets and souvenirs to give away. How can you possibly bleat that? Meh, meh, meh. Get it? Bleat that? Hi, welcome to The 5 Show. Wen Lai here.
And Yasmin. Now, this being the Year of the Goat, everyone's having goats as the central theme to their activities and events.
Businesses are doing it, the zoo is doing it, so we at The 5 Show decided we should also be doing it.
Anyway, as you can see, we are surrounded by sheep, which are basically related to goats. They're like cousins. We've also got a goat and its owner in the house.
But first, let's meet a kid named Mary who happens to live on a goat farm.
Hi, my name is Mary and this is my home. Every day, lots of visitors come to my farm to see the goats which are raised for their delicious and nutritious milk. That's Mr. Hay. He runs the farm with lots of tender, loving care. And this is me. Oh, did I mention I'm a goat? I like Mr. Hay a lot, and he likes me too. In fact, I think I'm his favorite.
No, you're not. I am. No, I am.
Mr. Hay loves a little goat named Mary. You should know, 'cause everywhere that Mr. Hay went, the goats were sure to go. It's just like that nursery rhyme, you know, about Mary and the little lamb. Except in this instance, I'm Mary. When my mom was alive, she was Mr. Hay's favorite. And I remember Mr. Hay taking her out for walks every day and paying her special care.
One day I went in, I packed around with them, then I opened the door. She intended to look at me. So like asking me to let him out. So I think maybe she want to come out. So I opened the door, she really come out. Then I asked her to come, she followed me. I asked her to stand beside me, also she followed me. So I asked her to go back, she don't want to go back. So wherever I walk, she just follow me all the way everywhere I go. So that is the feeling how it comes to know that this goat is so friendly.
Though I'm his favorite now, Mr. Hay doesn't give me as much attention. He seldom lets me follow him around, and he rarely takes me out for walks. I don't really understand why. Maybe it was 'cause when my mom passed away, it made Mr. Hay really, really sad.
And now I'm having his daughter. So I don't really very close to the daughter because I feel the same thing, same as the mother. So after that, when they pass away, this is a very sad thing. It's like somebody in a family no more there.
Goats only live for about 12 years, you see. And since now I'm 5 years old, that means I have about 7 years left. Perhaps that's why Mr. Hay doesn't want to get too attached to me. Could it be he doesn't want to feel heartbroken again when it's my time to go? Poor Mr. Hay. Don't be sad.
Aww. But you know what? I actually feel, I know how that feels, because you know when you lose a pet and you spent years with the pet and you love it and it leaves you, you just don't want to open yourself to that hurt again, you know?
Yeah, I totally understand how Mr. Hay feels. But we've got Mary's owner in the studio, so we can find out a little bit more. So please welcome the owner of the only goat farm in Singapore, Mr. Hay, and his son, Leon, and their little goat. Please take a seat. Hello. Shake paw. Hey, they don't left paw. Hoof. Shake hoof. So, Mary had a little lamb. Did that little lamb have another little lamb? So, are they related?
Yep. He's the great-grandson.
Oh, it's a great-grandson. And does he have a name?
No more.
Oh, and like, why did you christen the goat?
This kid has no name?
No.
Okay, let's think of a G name.
Why? Because something goat
Yes,
alliteration. Okay. How about
Guthrie the Goat.
Okay, that's
Guthrie
nice.
the goat?
Yeah, Guthrie the Goat. Hi, Guthrie.
He's kind of shy. He's like, no, not looking at them, not looking at them. Oh, I'm just gonna hang.
no, he's
I'm
now
just gonna-
relaxing.
Yes. Okay. So, Mr. Hay, how long have you been running this goat farm?
22 years already.
22 years. Wow, it's a long time. And Leon, you are
Yes.
Mr. Hay's son. We hear that you've decided to join in the family business as
Why
well.
not?
Why? I mean, was this like your father said, no, you have to join? Was it something you wanted to do?
No, it wasn't something that he ever asked me. So it was my own free will, being in the farm so long and being in the environment since I was a very young kid in a poultry farm. So taking over the family business is like a natural thing to do.
Okay, but I mean, what did you study at school? Goatistry or?
Goat history. That's good.
I'm an accountant by training.
Oh, good to have in the business, an accountant.
But you still decided to go back to
Yeah.
your family's
Family, right,
business,
yes,
which
you're
is
right.
Hay Dairies, right?
Yes.
So, Mr. Hay, I mean, how did you start this goat business? Was it one day you woke up and you go like, I like goats, I shall raise goats?
No, I started with my father with a pig and chicken farm.
Oh, in the same place?
No, in Pongo.
Wow, and how long ago was that?
That was in 1960.
Wow, that's pretty. It's older than Singapore.
And why goats in the end?
Well, because the government faced off the pig, so we don't know where to decide to go any animals. So we find that goats in Singapore is quite good, and the milk for the goat is very nutrition for humans rather than cow milk.
Right, because that's the thing about your business. It's actually about producing goat's milk.
That's right.
Right?
So your goats don't get slaughtered for meat.
No.
So they lead a really good life. They just hang out all day. So give us an example of what your goat does in a day. They
That's
wake
the
up,
day.
eat breakfast.
Wake up, eat breakfast, brush their teeth, wait for lunch. After that,
That's
wait
good
for
life.
supper.
That's it.
Not bad. I want that life too, you know?
At some point they get milked, right?
Yep, the milk in the morning.
Or else they get really sort of like, annoyed, right? They have to be milked.
Yeah, they have
But
to.
the thing is, we hear that the farms in Lim Chu Kang may actually be closing in 2017. Am I right?
Yes.
What's happening with that?
Basically, we have received notice that by June 2017, all the farms along Lim Chu Kang, about 62 farms, we need to shift out for military use. So this includes like a fish farm, a quail farm, frog farm, crab farm, even the prawn farms. We are all affected by this shift. So now we are waiting for government to see whether we can be relocated to a new plot of land.
All right. So the future is uncertain at the
Yes,
moment.
at the
It is
moment
not-
it's still uncertain.
Right, but what are your plans then? I mean, if this is because this is not the first time that you've experienced this with your chicken farm, with your pig farm, and now possibly with your goat farm as well. So what are your plans for it?
Well, actually, we can't plan anything because the land is all belongs to government. So we have to wait for the answer. So let's see what the government going to do. But I hope that we, Singapore, should keep at least 1% of land for agricultural farming. We show something to other countries that we also have farm in Singapore.
Yeah, and not only that, you're the only goat farm in Singapore. So this is the only one of the. There's very few ways for people to get access to goat milk.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Alright.
So we're going to take a little break now, and we'll be back with the story of a little girl who depends on the milk that Mr. Hay's goats provide to survive.
Meanwhile, Otelli Edwards is here to tell us about some of the stories making tonight's news. Otelli?
Hey guys, well, coming up on News 5, could a near 3-year low in COE prices for small cars spark big buys? And what's the world coming to? First that nut rage case, and now a man so enraged over the delay in his apartment gate opening that he allegedly rammed the guard with his SUV and killed him. The disturbing details at 9 p.m.
Welcome back to the Five Show.
Now, before the break, we mentioned a little girl who needed goat's milk to survive.
This next video tells you about her heartbreaking story. But please be warned, the following graphic visuals may be disturbing for some viewers.
For many, a trip to Hay Dairies is a fun outing, but not for Jill and Peter. For them, it's about survival. Their daughter Jane needs 10 big bottles of goat's milk every week to live.
Fresh goat milk for my girl is easy to digest. For powder milk is harder for her to digest because it's not so mobile.
10-year-old Jane was born a normal, pretty and healthy child. She was active, lively and enjoyed outdoor activities. Then, tragedy struck. One night 5 years ago, she collapsed and was rushed to hospital. She lapsed into a coma and was warded for 8 long months. Since then, Jane has been bedbound and totally dependent on others.
We never heard her voice ever since the day we admit her. But I believe that she understands what is going on. Because when I ask her a question, if she wants, she will blink. If she don't want, there's no response. She never talked to me in sentence for these few years.
Peter, who works as a freelance swimming coach, is the sole breadwinner. Jill started working 10 months ago as an admin clerk, but was fired when her employer discovered she was pregnant. The couple's finances are stretched to the limit. Thankfully, Mr. Hay has been sponsoring the goat's milk that Jane needs for the past 2 years.
We are very grateful to Mr. and Mrs. Hay. They are the kind soul that we happen to meet.
Unfortunately, the goat farm will be closed in 2017, which begs the question, where will Jane get her only source of nutrition when that happens?
We really hope that the goat farm will stay because eventually I think lots of people benefit from the goat milk. So that's the only farm in Singapore. Why not let us have it?
Without the goat's milk supply from Hay Dairies, the couple has to make their way to Johor Bahru to buy the milk. But supply there is often unreliable and insufficient. One more thing to worry about for parents who are trying their hardest to give Jane the best possible love and care.
I feel that it's really unfair. She's just too young. She's innocent. She don't know anything. I cannot accept all this because I didn't harm anyone at all. And then I was being torturing my daughter like that. The war is not fair. I will never give up hope on my daughter. We really hope that she can recover. I don't need her to be as intelligent as before. I just want her to be normal. She got a very strong willing power. She didn't give up. Why must I?
Well, Jane was diagnosed with refractory status epilepticus or epilepticus or RSE, which is a type of severe epilepsy.
Her parents will not give up on her and they continue to hope that she will eventually recover.
So, Mr. Hay and Leon, I know that you don't want any thanks, but they have told us to express that they are truly, eternally grateful for what you have done.
Thank you.
So, on behalf of them and, of course, the Five Show, thank you so much for being such a kind soul. I think a little bit goes a long way. You've really helped a lot in their lives.
How did you guys get to know of Jane's illness?
Well, when we first started, we were buying milk in the phone for the milk. And then a few times later, he will ask for a bill. So I tell them, I don't give any bill for the milk. We are all cashier.
Oh, like a receipt or?
Yeah, the receipt for that milk. So he said that he need the receipt. I asked him why. He said he need the receipt to keep it and ask for sponsor.
Okay.
Because they have financial problem.
Yeah, so that triggered some alarm bells.
Yeah,
right?
that's right. So I found it. I need to find out, is it true? Is it whether it's true that it's need that all this problem? So we went down to see him in the house, and then we find that it's a true thing that they really have financial problem with the milk, and with their medical problem, medical fee. So from then we start to tell them, okay, I will give the milk to you.
Right. Do you know of any other people who also rely solely on goat's milk?
Yeah, a lot of people.
There are people like who are lactose intolerant, who are just allergic to dairy, but because of goat's milk, which is naturally very low in the allergen, they call it alpha-1 casein. So these people, they rely on goat's milk.
Right.
That means they can't take anything, any cow's
milk. Yes, you're right.
Right.
Okay.
And I think soya milk is not exactly a great alternative because you can't have too
soy
much
milk,
of it
there's
as well.
bean has its own problems. So goat's milk is known to be the next best thing to mother's milk. So we have a lot of customers who are nursing moms, but when times to go back to the workforce, they will look for us as an alternative for their children.
Right. Okay.
I mean, where else can you get goat's milk in Singapore? Is there really nowhere else? Or?
We are the only
go to
farm.
JB.
Yeah, we are the only farm in Singapore. Of course, JB is the other source for natural source. There are powdered forms and UHT available, but for people who need the milk, what they need is the natural enzymes in the milk. So these are the enzymes that provide what the body needs to build its defenses, to build its immune system. These are the key things where a farm comes in, where with the next closest thing to natural source as you can get.
Right.
Yeah, especially Singaporean, they like locally produced. They trust locally produced.
Right. That's
Okay.
true. Okay. Well, we're going to have a chat more with Mr. Hay and Leon in just a bit, and I really hope for everyone's sakes, those who have to have goat's milk, that we will have a solution for the farm closure.
Thank you so much, and we'll be back with you guys soon. We hope and pray for a cure for little Jane, and we want to thank her parents for sharing their story with us.
It's now time for another break, and we'll be back to tell you how you can win tickets, plus other great stuff from the Shaun the Sheep movie. Nah.
Those ears.
Welcome back to The Five Show, and with us from Hay Dairies, we've got Mr. Hay and his son Leon, and their little kid. By kid, I mean little baby goat that we've decided to christen Guthrie the goat.
Yes.
Hello.
And speaking of kid, our 5 Show reporter Vanessa made a little trip to the zoo. She heard that the new kids on the block, haha, get it, were there, so she just had to check them out.
It's the year of the goat, and everyone's been using bad goat puns with wild abandon to promote their wares. So I say, if you can't bleat them, join them. The Singapore Zoo has rammed up its series of goat-themed activities to celebrate this Lunar New Year. I'm about to check them out. Let's go!
There are many types of goats at the zoo. Among them, the Himalayan Tars, the Markhors, and of course, the domestic goat.
These are our baby goats, otherwise known as kids. Now right here in the Singapore Zoo, 8 have been born this year alone. Oh, they're so cute. I'm going to kidnap one. These domestic goats are said to originate from Egypt, and they can be found anywhere in the world except Antarctica. Now usually they graze on just about anything, but here at the Singapore Zoo, they are fed jackfruit leaves and carrots. Come on down and get your picture taken with these adorable kids. Say cheese! That was awesome. I had an unbelievably good time. And one thing's for sure, I'll be back. So no ifs and buts about it. Come on down to the Singapore Zoo. Yes, wishing everyone Goat Si Fa Tai and a happy Lunar New Year.
So these kids are a little furrier than the boy band New Kids on the Block, I think.
Yeah, they're really cute as well. And speaking of cute, we've got a cutie in the house. We've decided to call him Guthrie the Goat. And of course, Leon and Mr. Hay as well from Hay Dairies.
How old is Guthrie the Goat?
Oh,
look at
almost
him,
2
nibble.
months plus.
Sorry?
2 months plus.
Oh, he's rather big for a 2-month-old kid.
Because they eat very well.
Oh, yes. And what do they eat, by
They
the
eat
way?
alfalfa hay.
Alfalfa hay.
All these are important for America.
Oh, very
These are-
classy goats, aren't they?
High class goat.
Okay, I really need to ask you this, and I think everyone who's visited your farm has asked you this. Is your name Hay a name that you gave to yourself?
No, my father gave it to me.
No, so it's your real name.
Yes.
So it was a coincidence that Mr. Hay raises goats which eat alfalfa hay.
Hay.
Yes. But anyway, so Mr. Hay, yesterday's news announced that the Astana grounds will be open to the public on Friday, and your goat's going to be on show.
Yes.
Oh, he's getting very comfortable. Look at him.
Yes,
You're so
that's
shy just now. Don't want to face the camera. Now he's like chewing away. So anyway, where else will your goats be going this
First
Chinese
one we
New Year?
went was NTU. Okay, now the second one will be in Istana, the second days of Chinese New Year. So hope the public is aware for this. They go and have a look at the goat, and to believe that this year it's nice to see a little goat to be get good luck.
Oh, yeah.
So when they see the goats, they're supposed to like rub the goat's horns?
You're supposed to rub these two goat horn. They get a lot of lucks and a lot of money.
Oh, get it now!
No,
Okay, so
not for you.
Goats are
Myself.
like, okay, other than rubbing their horns, can you maybe share with us two interesting things about goats that we may not be aware of?
Okay, so my experience is my goat is very gentle.
Okay.
Okay, secondly, he's very shy, and sometimes they are very alert to change things. Like in my farm, certain things that you cannot change, like colors or this. Once you change, they will stop. They won't move.
What do you mean?
Because they're scared of danger.
Right.
They are very alert. So something is changed, they will have a look first, see what's happening first.
Okay, so for example, where you milk them, if you change it to a different color,
Yeah, they will stop.
and if Enlai walks in a, I don't know, a red
Yes,
outfit,
they will stop.
Like a matador?
Yep.
Wow, that's something very interesting. I guess we never knew that, and now we know. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Hay and Leon. Thank you so much. And Guthrie the Goat.
Meh.
Thanks for coming down. Happy Year of the Goat. It's now time for our Shaun the Sheep contest.
Yes, well, Shaun the Sheep, the movie, is going to making its way into theaters from February the 19th, and we've got movie tickets plus Shaun the Sheep souvenirs to give away.
So take a look at this photo, like it, and write a catchy caption for it.
So we'll pick the 5 cleverest captions, and winners will each get 4 movie tickets plus a Shaun the Sheep backpack that like Enlai is carrying, and a soft toy. It's so cute. It's so cute. I
Now
want
go
one
to
too.
our 5 Show Facebook page for contest details.
That's all we have for you tonight. In tomorrow's show, we find out it's not just Chinese families who enjoy getting into the Lunar New Year spirit.
And that's all we have for tonight. Bye-bye.
Say bye, Guthrie.